If you sat down and did the math, though,
Huh?
isn't this kind of exactly right in the middle where you'd expect Boy George and Peter Murphy to be?
Hi guys, this is Play It Again. I'm Ginger.
And I am Mike.
And we're back in our old studio. Rainy season has hit with a vengeance this year in Costa Rica, and we absolutely cannot record outside anymore. The rain will not stop. So
Run away, run away. We've retreated to the confines of the wood cabin.
that's the only complaint I have about Costa Rica, but lucky for us, it only lasts for about a month, and then the rest of the year it's pure
And
bliss.
I don't have to shovel it.
It's true. And also it gives us an opportunity to show off our friend's artwork. One of our local friends made this painting. We have a couple of her paintings that we've purchased to put in our new rental house.
Yep.
So if she has a website, I'm checking with her now. I will share it below in case anybody's interested. She's a great artist. But anyway, okay, speaking of artists, you came across something.
That was smooth.
Well, it was smooth till you interrupted me.
Oh,
there.
no, I had to give you credit. Yeah, in the comments, somebody told us that Peter Murphy and Boy George did a...
Do you have any idea how much it's blown my mind that those two got together and like now even?
Yeah, I mean, I was a Bauhaus Peter Murphy guy in the 80s, much more so than a Boy George guy, but come on.
I was a teenage girl in the 80s, so I was a Boy George guy.
See, there's
sure.
something for everybody.
Yeah, it's true. But I'm definitely excited about this because that's a collaboration I actually never would have thought of in a million years.
80s forever.
Mike's in pure bliss right now.
All right.
Okay.
Well, it's called Let the Flowers
Yeah,
Grow.
I need something to cheer me up. All this rain is getting me. I'm getting the
Ginger,
blues.
the rain makes the flowers grow. It's all good.
I see what you did there.
I gave my soul to the thing that you admire. I caught it as
That's
it
pretty.
came through. Let you be my savior, captain to give you back to back with you. I'm the heartbeat of the city. In the shadows, I'll make my home. I've been changing, and Mama don't know. Let her tears fall and make the flowers grow. I am changing. Now Daddy can see his reflection in the mirror of me. Should I embrace these dangerous feelings that I was born to feel alone without your love? I'm just a stranger.
Wow.
A willful child
That's Boy George.
you can't control. I'm the heartbeat of the city. In the shadows, I'll make my home. I've been changing, back to back with the Spirit holy. Imitated you for you to be. I've been changed, and Mama don't know. Let her tears fall and make the flowers grow. I am changing. Now Daddy can see his reflection in the mirror of me.
Wow, that was really incredible, actually.
Really contemplative, eh?
Yeah, and the sound was so rich, and there was a lot of depth in there. I kept, especially near the end, I kept thinking, I actually can't even count how many layers there are in there. There was like synths that sounded like strings, and then there was the guitar sound, then you have their voices layered, and then you have whatever was making the bass noise in there.
Yeah, and like some background synth wash stuff, not the string sound, but
Absolutely beautiful.
layer, yeah.
It was a whole soundscape.
yeah.
And Boy George's voice threw me completely because, I mean, I'm sure he's done a lot of other stuff. I'm sure that I've seen his name out there in the ether in the last couple of decades, right?
Yeah.
Just stuff that didn't really hit my radar. But I remember back in the day when I did actually listen to Boy George, he had like almost like a light nasally sound to his voice, right? But that was so much deeper and also really rich, right?
Yeah, I remember hearing something from him 10 or 20 years ago that was very different from the old Culture Club stuff,
Yeah, yeah.
and appreciating his voice. And he
Actually,
sounded good.
I guess the last thing I actually heard from him that I realized was him was The Crying Game.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
But The Crying Game, to me, his voice sounded more like the old Culture Club days than it does like this. Like Peter Murphy's voice is unmistakable. That
Makes me smile every time I hear Peter Murphy sing.
Mike's a huge fan, guys. You have no idea. But also, the thing about his voice, I mean, that wasn't even remotely as dark as we're used to with Peter Murphy at all, right? So it's definitely, it seems like a new, I don't know, a new attitude? Maybe a new outlook?
If you sat down and did the math, though,
Huh?
isn't this kind of exactly right in the middle where you'd expect Boy George and Peter Murphy to be? It's not gothy at all like Peter Murphy, but it's dark.
Right?
And it's
Yeah.
and it's like kind of elaborately layered and beautiful, like you might think more of a Boy George kind of sound.
Oh,
and
I
just
was
kind of
thinking
like
Bauhaus was always
smacked it
very
in the middle.
multi-layered like that, right?
But they weren't kind of like pretty layers.
No,
they,
never
They
that.
were like dark layers and like different, right?
Yeah, it was
a different
brooding.
vibe.
Yeah. So the vibe is totally different, but the style is a really cool kind of mix between the two. I found it actually really interesting. But like I said, Peter Murphy's voice I caught right away. He has this kind of warbling fragility to it, right? That is unmistakable.
Yes.
But it didn't have the darkness that I'm used to with him, so I was actually a little taken by surprise by that too. But I thought, I mean, maybe that's the influence of the tone of the song, which is quite a bit different than anything we're used to from him. But that was really something. That was absolutely beautiful, though. Like,
Well, two old pros, eh?
oh yeah. But
They
you
know
what
what they're doing.
the funny thing is, so we can have this. Let's have this conversation.
Uh-oh. I'm scared.
So I've mentioned to Mike that lately we've seen a lot of older bands, right? Like the stuff from our youth in the 80s, Duran Duran,
Tears
who
for
else?
Fears.
Tears for Fears, Da
Da
Da,
Da, yeah.
right? All suddenly coming out. Oh, The Cure just released
Yeah.
new stuff, right? All suddenly coming out with new albums or
Touring
refiguring their old stuff, right? And a lot of it is just kind of still the same old thing, just almost like they're trying to relive the heydays. Don't take from the list I gave you that those things apply to some of those bands, because a lot of them it's quite a bit different, but they were the ones off the top of my head. And it's sort of been kind of like, just retire, guys. It feels a little bit like that for some of them. I won't name who I feel that way about, but it's not The Cure, guys. It's not The Cure. Just FYI. But this one didn't feel like that at all. If you'd put that on the radio, I might have said, gee, that sounds like Peter Murphy's voice, but I would have never guessed for sure that it was him, and I would have never guessed it was a compilation with Boy George. Like, this sounds completely fresh and new from any of their old stuff at all. Almost just like brand new.
And
everything.
Should I really push some buttons and tell the people my theory why all our Gen X favorites are resurging?
Oh, why not?
Because your kids' music sucks. It's been
Mike's a real hater for the
downhill
new
since
stuff.
1989.
We've come across quite a few new stuff.
Yes, but in
it's
the
really good.
aggregate,
You're just never getting out of the 80s, are you? Right? Like,
why would I? No, you're right. There has been some good stuff, but I think in aggregate, music has gotten simpler and dumber since we were young.
yeah, I'll be honest.
And I think that's
I
math.
blame hip hop and rap. Sorry, guys.
Well, there's a lot of formulaic pop that is not because of that.
That's
I think.
also true. But I
just-
mean, there was formulaic pop when we were around too. You
Yeah.
weren't listening to it, but I was.
Yeah, but it's gotten worse.
I guess so. I don't know. I'll be honest. It's really hard to top Madonna. I
Well,
mean, not
yeah.
these days.
But
But-
I would rather listen to anything by Madonna or Culture Club or any of these pop bands from the 80s than almost any extant pop band right now. Like
Except for Miley Cyrus and Avril Lavigne.
there are some,
Yeah.
but by and large,
Yeah.
the cookie cutter, like the same guy writes songs for 53 artists and gets them all to the top 10
Yeah, that
and they
gets a
all
little
sound the
tired,
same.
right?
Yeah,
there's
this is what I'm talking
there's
about.
not a lot in the realm of avant-garde artists like Peter Murphy's a perfect example, right? There wasn't any more avant-garde than him. Do you remember? I remember still the Dennis Miller show when he was there.
Oh yeah.
That's absolute. To be honest, this is the first time I ever heard of Peter Murphy was when I saw a clip of that show, and I just laughed and laughed and laughed.
Dennis's
When
reaction was not
he
kind.
flipped Dennis off, I just laughed.
I was sad because I love Peter Murphy and I love Dennis Miller. I was very sad that Dennis Miller did not
Dennis
love Peter
Miller
Murphy.
deserved the finger for
Oh,
that
yeah.
one.
I know you're guessing what the hell was that
It
or
was
whatever
funny
he
though.
said.
It was funny. So yeah, you don't get more avant-garde than that. But there
It was
is
too much for my mother. I brought home the 12-inch of Bela Lugosi's Dead and
Yeah.
was playing it, and she was in the kitchen going, "Ugh, why is he singing so flat?"
Mike's mother is a bit of a music nerd, so. Really, she didn't like Peter Murphy, eh?
No.
Really? That's surprising, because she's
She
a
couldn't
huge Morrissey fan, right?
Well, Morrissey sings in tune better than Peter
Well,
Murphy did.
I'm just saying, right? Like, it's
I
not
mean-
like she was an old lady who just
No.
hated all modern music.
No, but I mean, Peter Murphy, especially in like something like Bela Lugosi's Dead, was singing off to build tension, right?
Oh,
And
yeah.
the mood.
No, that's
and it just was like nails on a chalkboard for her.
I'm going to have to tease her about that later. Okay, so for those of you that stuck around for the conversation, thank you for doing so. Definitely put your thoughts in the comments, because that felt like a really good discussion, actually. It spawned... I love that it spawns this kind of talk, right?
Hater talk?
No, not hater talk. Exploring the history of music somewhat,
Yeah.
right? Because sometimes it feels like we just listen to something and give our comments and then that's it. But every once in a while you have something that actually you get to reminisce on a little. And this was that for
Yes,
me.
indeed.
So thank you, Peter. Thank you, boy.
George.
George. Is that what I don't know what he's calling himself these days. Did he
Well, he's
change?
credited as Boy George still, but his
There
name
you-
is
there
actually
you
George, I
have it.
believe.
I apologize. They? I don't even actually. I can't. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm trying to be respectful, but I can't keep up with these things, right? It's always going to be Boy George to me. Anyway,
Gracias, artistas.
yes. And so, like I said, put your thoughts in the comments, and in the meantime, just play that again. I definitely will.